guys, welcome back to City Skylines Mahigan, episode 11. So it's been a little bit since I posted a video, but I think that's for good reason because today's video is going to actually be probably the longest video I've done. When I was done recording, everything was about 8 hours worth of recording, and I somehow got it under 25 minutes. I don't even know how I did that. Well, if you guys enjoy it, hopefully the wait was worth it. So yeah, in this episode we're going to finish up the downtown. Finishing it up means we're going to add a few more skyscrapers. We're putting City Hall in right now, which to do that I use the Kansas City trade board. Very nice building. It gave me that old feeling that I wanted in the downtown with some new buildings around it. I think it turned out really good. You're gonna have to forgive me. While I'm doing this, I actually had the World Series on in the background, and I'm watching that. Kind of fanatic about baseball, as I'm sure you guys have heard before. So yeah, now on the screen I'm putting the fire station down. I use the Detroit Fire Station headquarters. It's a very good building. Had a little bit of a fit with what to do with it. There's some stuff I did off screen to get it to look right. Again, it's not super realistic. I wasn't going for like ultra realistic in this city at all. Well, okay, I'm trying to ride that line of realistic and it's a game. I don't know how else to word that really, and that probably sounded really stupid. But I'm trying to have a sense of realism while not just going over the top because, like I've said before, I don't have the time to go over the top with detailing. And if I do, nothing will ever get done. But I do like the way this turns out. I use a lot of decals to give it more realism because I know it's a little off-putting, but I think it works. Here in a second, you're going to see me also put down the police headquarters for Mahigan. Again, that's the Detroit police headquarters because I think it's a lovely building. It doesn't get a lot of detail, but it does get a parking garage, so good for them, I guess. Here we're starting on the final skyscrapers that are going to go into the downtown, and I spend probably more time trying to detail them than I really needed to. Yeah, I'm not going to say I wasted time in the back here, but I could have done something different to get this done quickly and save myself some time, but you know, little plazas like that make me happy. I think cities need more trees and more green in them. The building I put there is a One Magnificent Mile. It's a Chicago building. It basically starts a Magnificent Mile. If you've never heard of that, Google that real quick. It's a lot of shopping, a lot of touristy things right there, and I think it works there. That pretty unique, what is it? I call it like a pinwheel building. That's actually a real tower as well. It's Harbor Point in Chicago. And then that last building I put there, that really pointy one, that's actually from Pittsburgh. That is, where is it? Fifth Avenue Place. I have it written down right here so I didn't forget. So yeah, a skyscraper from Pittsburgh made it in. I really liked it. I just found it on the workshop and had to add it in. So now I'm just adding one last nice condo. I think that's the last building I put in before I start on the lakefront. And that's probably the last condo I'm going to build because the next couple episodes I'm going to finally get out of the downtown. I know I still need to build the stadium and everything, but that's just going to wait. I need a break from the downtown. And also, my super fan, my niece who watches this, asked me the question of when I'm going to build real houses. We're going to start building those fairly soon, and hopefully she enjoys it. What we're doing on screen now is this is the downtown Civic Center. I actually just took the state library in the game, and we're just going to purpose it for what we want. And this is basically, I think this is the exact last building I place before we start on the lakefront. So I'm going to let you guys just enjoy this build for a second, and we'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back and we're working on this plaza right here. So you'll see I put a lot of that hex brick down. Well, actually, let's talk about the fountain first. That fountain, I'm really proud of it. I just took some water surfaces and put it in a procedural object fountain. And I really like the way that turned out. You probably noticed I had those hexagon bricks down. And originally this was going to be a brick plaza, but when I zoomed out and looked at it, it looked weird. And, you know, I don't know too many plazas that do that. So I opted to go with this stone pattern. And instead of making it all stone, you're going to see what I do here. I know I say it a lot, but I think it turns out really cool. It's one of my favorite parks, I guess, I've built. I think it looks really neat, and it seems more realistic to me. The name of this little plaza is actually Slater Plaza, and there's no real significance behind the name besides I just saw it on a street sign somewhere. I can't even remember where I saw that name, and I was just like, that'd be a cool name for like a little plaza. So Slater is going to be like a running theme in the city, because if you notice in some cities there's like important people that they name certain things after in the city, like parks and streets and buildings and stuff like that. So we'll just, I don't know what Slater is just yet. We're going to say he was like a mayor. Yeah, mayor sounds good. He was probably a mayor at some point in time in the city, and he got a plaza named after him. You're going to see I skip a lot of the adding the stone because it's very repetitive and I want to save time. It took a very long time to get this looking right. Whole bunch of off-screen work. So hopefully you guys enjoy the end results. We are now getting into the namesake of the video and kind of the meat and potatoes of the whole thing, the lakefront. We're going to start off with building the Bayview Park, which is in Browns Landing. So Browns Landing kind of encompasses that whole thing, and then Bayview Park is a part of it. The focal points of the park are going to be that lighthouse you saw. The lighthouse was an old-timey lighthouse they used back in the trading days. So a little beacon to get them into their little trading port. I also built that man-made pond. You didn't see me do a whole lot of work with the water. I did it off screen because the water got really finicky. You guys know how this game can be with water physics. So all I did was lower the ground a little bit and just put a little water source in there. And it took me a minute to level it out because for some reason my water tool, it's broken. Like you can place water and adjust the heights and everything, but the whole screen turns blue. And I don't know why I did that. So I'm gonna have to research. I haven't gotten around to researching it yet. I'm gonna have to figure out why it all turned blue. But this part is, so I kind of work from here all the way through the rest of the park. So this is kind of the beginning of it. I'm just gonna kind of sit back and let you guys enjoy it because a lot of the stuff you're gonna see on screen is kind of self-explanatory. And you don't need me to narrate what you can already know. So hope you enjoy. what I'm building here is going to be like a little memorial and little shout out thing. At the top I put a World War I memorial. I feel most good parks have that. And that big white ball, I don't know where I got that, I forget, but if you've ever been to Chicago, you probably heard of something called the Bean. The actual name of it's called Cloud Gate, but everyone calls it the Bean. And that little white ball is supposed to kind of steal the idea from it. So that's my quote-unquote bean in this. I have no idea what to call it. So if you guys think of a name for that monument, I'm all ears for it. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of point that out. You'll notice as I go on, you're going to see me change those soccer fields, the tennis courts, and I had basketball courts here in a little bit. You're going to see I changed those probably 100 dozen times because I just can't get them to look right. And I was determined to make sure I had fields, because if you look at Millennial Park or the lakefront property of Chicago, they have fields everywhere. And I didn't replicate it perfectly, but for City Skylines, I think I really got it pretty close. And I know if I was visiting this city, I'd want to go to this park. That was my ultimate goal, is would I want to visit this park? Because if I don't want to visit it, then what's the point of building it? It takes me quite a bit to get it to a point that I like it. You know, all in all, the end result, again, I think is worth it. So I'll just sit back and let you guys enjoy that. And if you're enjoying the episode so far, please remember to leave a like and or subscribe. So what you guys are seeing me work on now is the amphitheater for my lakefront property. Chicago has the Pritzker Amphitheater in its lakefront park, and I wanted one of my own, so I used it as inspiration. And I basically used procedural objects to just build this whole canopy you're seeing. I used the corporate pavilion, was the name of the prop that I used, and then put the glass panes in it. So the glass panes were painstakingly added by yours truly. It took me quite a while to do that. Like I said, guys, over 8 hours of filming to get this. And then I just kind of used some hedges as crowd control measures, because in these areas you don't want people to just walk wherever. You want to kind of control them a little, and it gives, you know, separation. And then I just add some tables and food trucks and some semis for where the bands would come in and everything like that, just to kind of give it a realer feel. So now Mahigan has a place to go enjoy some music, and I think that's pretty cool. And we're now going to end out on something that my wife honestly kind of gave me this idea. So if you've never heard of Pensacola, Florida, there's an object down there. It's called Graffiti Bridge. And she went to it once and she showed it to me. Basically, it's just this bridge that the city allows locals to just go and graffiti and spray paint like crazy. And I thought, wouldn't that be cool to have something like that in my own city? So I have Graffiti Wall. I'm really happy the way it turned out. I know I say that a lot, but I'm just really excited for this park. But yeah, I really thought it'd be cool to give the citizens of Mahigan an artistic outlet. And if you guys think that's something cool, you should really let your city halls know. Because if you, like, the biggest thing is everyone's just like, oh, the city doesn't listen to us, this, that, and the other. No, they'll listen if you actually go to the town hall meetings and suggest, hey, we want this. And a graffiti wall is a great way to keep people from graffitiing stuff that you don't want graffitied. And you can see some really cool pieces of art. It's just a suggestion from someone who works for a city. Alright guys, we're back live in game, and we're just going to recap what we built, where we're going to go with the series, and that'll pretty much wrap us up. So, we finished our skyline. We added our last bits and pieces of skyscrapers for Mahigan's downtown, so we are officially done putting skyscrapers in this downtown unless I change things here or there. Nothing's ever set in stone. But it's going to be less city skylines, more cities sprawl, if that makes sense. So, we also built the beginnings of our Lakeshore Park, and this is all part of Brown's Landing, this whole strip, and it starts at the highway over here, and it basically ends right here, and you'll kind of see that break. But it encompasses Bayview Park, which is that park we built with the water, and I was going to show you with the water tool. So I'll go into my water tool, and everything looks fine, right? Everything looks good, nothing's wrong, the world is great, and then blue. I don't know why it's doing that. I couldn't find anything with some Google searches. Admittedly, I didn't look that hard, but if anybody knows why it's doing that, please let me know. It made playing with the water here really difficult. I think what it is whenever I try to drop a water source, it turned it blue. I don't know why it did that, but that's my only guess. but I'm not going to play with it right now. Moving through the park, we have Dooley Park. Got its own episode, so you guys don't need me to hash that. If you haven't seen that episode, go check it out. I think it's funny. Nice little walkway with the pavilion I added off screen, mostly because I found it on the workshop in between recording sessions. Feeds into the statue park, and then we go into our fields. This is where I spend a lot of time, wasted a lot of time honestly, because I kept trying to get the field size right. Originally I wanted 3 soccer fields, but 2 made more sense. And then we got our tennis courts and basketball courts and some baseball fields down here. This was going to be a football field, but none of the football field props I had worked right. Like, they couldn't procedural object very well, and they just didn't look right. So I'm going to leave it open and let the citizens play whatever sport there they want. And honestly, that you don't need a football field to play football. You'll just set up 2 trash cans for end zones. We got some statues here. There's no real significance or theory behind them. I just thought they looked cool. We got our World War I monument, which the modern memorial, and I just moved it. So this, I'm saying, was built along, I don't know, 70s, 80s. I don't know what kind of style that would be, but it's right here, right off the metro. Thought this was a perfect spot for these monuments to go. This is inspired by Cloud Gate, aka the bean. Give you a better look at that. And I'll go ahead and put a picture of the bean up on your screen right now. So, inspired by it, not imitating it. I don't know where I even got that thing, to be honest. But it's there, and it's there to stay. I think it looks cool. No, let me know what you think in the comments. Here's our amphitheater that took me forever to do. So I put the glass in by hand, and if any of you are curious, because I know some people are going to ask, blue glass medium 15 is what I used. And then I turned it into a procedural object and rotated it and twisted it and sized it until it worked. I added some tents off screen because we're going to say a concert's coming up soon here, and people are going to be in here and they're going to need to buy food and stuff. And these food trucks aren't going to service them completely. So another little walking path similar to the one we had down there. Tried to mirror it a little bit but give it a distinct flavor. And now my city is raining. You know, I don't want it to rain. The rain needs to go away. Weather and no rain. Wouldn't it be awesome if that's how life worked? So surprisingly, we added a skate rink in as well, right across from our Civic Center. So in my mind, these two are connected. The city operates them. I added some buildings here and a little fireplace, and there's some fire pits with some wood and everything. Thought it'd be cool. Surprisingly, I didn't use procedural objects on this. This is the building, and I just tweaked it a little bit with Move It. Because I know you guys are watching just like, geez, this guy uses procedural objects all the time. And you're right, I do. We added an Atlas statue because I love Greek mythology, and the Atlas story is one of my favorites. And I saw it on the workshop, so I had to have it. You'll notice I have to have things because I'm a nerd. And then down here, which I think a lot of you are going to really like, the Graffiti Wall. The only issue with it is if I move the camera, you'll see there's some weird clipping, and I did the very best I could with getting those as flat against the wall I could. I think it's just the nature of the game, but honestly, it still looks incredible whenever I get down to this level and I switch it to the camera, zoom in a little bit. I mean, does that not look cool? And then you have the animated fountains. I think it looks awesome. I'm really, really proud of myself on that one. Pats on the back. So, that is the recap of the episode. Going forward, here's what you guys have to look forward to. We're going to take a break from the downtown. That includes this area right here. I'm sure someone's sitting there going, no, I want you to do it. And I'm sorry, it's just going to have to wait for a little bit. I know exactly what I want to do there, and it's going to happen, but I'm going to take a break from this area. I need to work other parts of the map. That includes this little strip right here. Nothing special going to be done with this strip, but it's going to be feeding into this, so I left this intentionally blank. So if you're saying, oh, you didn't complete the Lakeshore. No, it's completed. Just, I didn't, it's not completed for a reason. There, that's better verbiage. I did promise you guys I was going to show you the districts. And the reason why I love districts is it helps me keep things in perspective. So these are the parks in downtown Mahigan City, and they're probably going to stay that way. So we got Slater Plaza, Charity Park, You got, what is that, St. John's Square. I just picked a French sounding park name. And then you have Browns Landing and Dooley Park and Lakeshore Park. And Browns Landing encompasses all those buildings and the ferry terminal and all this. Basically all this is Browns Landing. This is all the Lakeshore District, if you guys can kind of see that. This is the tourist district. It's just labeled that for right now. The name is going to change. And then the Mahigan City University, everything in that is owned by that university. That includes these towers and all these buildings here. So I just kind of wanted to show that because when I'm watching City Skylines videos, I love seeing that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put in my videos what I like to see. So if there's stuff you guys like to see, let me know. I am a people pleaser. So going forward, the next episode is going to be something out here. We're going to probably build something out here. And when I say probably, I mean definitely. We're going to build something out here. And I think it's going to be nice and it's going to be awesome. And don't worry about these goofy looking highways. I'm going to do that all off screen. I'm not going to bore you with my terrible network jobs. Alright, so that'll conclude episode 11 of Mahigan. If you guys enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like and or subscribe and share it with your friends, share it with your parents, share it with your grandma, because I'm sure grandmas are too nice to leave hate comments down below. And as always, if you guys like what you see, don't like what you see, or just want to make my day, please leave a comment. It's my favorite thing in the world. And with that, hopefully you guys have some good holidays, and see you next time.